Hey everyone, this is MC. In this video I have a makeover. The gentleman has wavy long hair. We're gonna give him a nice fade with undercut on both sides with styling it in the pompadour. So as usually, first thing I have to do, especially when we have such a huge amount of hair and a lot of bulk, it looks bushy. One could get a little bit lost if he's not sure what to do. But as you can see, it's very simple. First thing we do, we section the hair in the horseshoe shape. What is important here now is that you section the hair on both sides uh, that are symmetrical. The top should be symmetrical, one side to the other side, as you can see here. Your lines, your sectioning shouldn't be either too high or too low. It should be right at the ridge there where the hair is rounding. The best way usually is to start from the corner of the receding hairline. Once you remove the bulk, from there now you are at the stage where it's very simple. You have a foundation for your fade, as well foundation for your whole haircut. So I start my fade with outliner here, literally from as close as you can get with edges, and then from there just fade. Depends how you want to fade. You can fade from bottom up or from top down. Uh, depends on the space of that you have for fading. Sometimes you have more space. Sometimes have less space. Depends also whether you want to have high fade or low fade. So there are different factors that go into when deciding whether you fade from top down or bottom up. In any case, removing the line, whether it's from 0 or 3 zeros or 5 zeros or half or 1 to 1.5 is really very simple, and it usually only takes 5 to 10 minutes maximum. As you can see here, the fade is already coming out very nice. It's very simple, and the fade in this case was for the most part down from bottom up. From this point on now, we will have to just do some scissor work on the sides to blend a little bit, and then for the top I will use straight edge razor to remove the length here. Now the reason I choose straight edge razor here to remove this bulk is for two purposes. Purpose 1, to remove the length. Purpose 2, to remove some of the bulk out of the hair and to create a texture for the movement and styling. Especially when you leave the top long, if it doesn't have enough texture inside of the hair will just fall flat, and pretty much the product will not really hold it for very long. As these days we use pomades and waxes and creams for our hairs. In general, I don't know any brand that really gives you all day long holding. Some are better than the others, but pretty much all of them don't really give you that all day hold, especially if you don't have texture in your hair. It might make it slightly more difficult to maintain. Here, as you can see, I start from about 2 inches from the scalp. I remove some bulk out of the hair, creates the texture, and then I remove the length that I want on the end. The razor I'm using is a Pompadour razor. It's made in Solingen in Germany. It's really my favorite Pompadour razor. They have 3 different ones, but this is by far, I believe, the best one. I have them. Usually we have a link for them under every video to eBay. I have a limited amount of them left, as this was an art edition of the company and they don't make them anymore. It is really unfortunate they don't make them anymore. I'm definitely going to try to convince them at least to make them for me. Or I'm going to have to make them somewhere else. Because this is really by far the best razor for barber cutting. You have different razors. The Feather makes them. Feather razors are more I feel like for texturizing or creating texture in the hair than cutting. However, I know that they do have razors for cutting as well, but they seem to be slightly too expensive, and the cartilage as well is very expensive. These actually, you break the blade on half, so from every blade you get 2 actually blades, and the pack usually is around 10 bucks. So you get about 20 blades versus for $10 versus Feather. Usually you get those cartilages that 10 of them cost $15. So I think this is, from that point of view as well, better choice. And here we're gonna use our blow drying system. I'm using a 9-row brush. Since his hair was wavy at the roots, I used medium heat, but at the shaft of the hair I use high heat. That way I can stretch that hair a little bit more. That's why I got that nice smooth polished look on him. As far as the classes are going and shadowing, right now I offer 40-hour shadowing course in my barbershop. Basically that is, you come to my barbershop from Tuesday through Saturday and you watch me how I approach haircuts, how I execute the different techniques, how I do consultation with my clients. Basically in 40 hours you see over and over how I create different styles and how I approach them as well. You'll learn my whole system. On day 1 we usually do razor work. You have to have a mannequin and your tools. On day 2 we do scissor work. On day 3 we do clipper work. And day 4 and 5 we do blow drying and styling, as blow drying and styling is actually the most difficult part of my system to learn. And that's your final result there. Please don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate if you like my work, put a thumbs up. Comments and suggestions are always welcome. And I would like to give shout out to the following gentlemen in the rest of the video who came from across the country to learn MC Barber system. Really, they are fine gentlemen, students as I am student of this industry, and shout out to all of them. They are great barbers. If you are in their area, visit them. You will learn a lot from them, as I have myself as well. Until next time, take care of yourself.
I'm Josh from Philly. Came up here to Connecticut to see MC. By far one of the best classes I've ever been to. Very detailed, very technical. It was amazing.
How you doing? I'm Ian from Detroit, Michigan. It's a 10-hour drive from here. MC Barber, he's one of the most phenomenal barbers I've ever seen. I've learned a lot in these 8-hour course. I highly advise a lot of people to hook up with him. Peace.
My name's Adam Lodano. I just graduated barbering school, so I decided to come to MC Barbering workshop, and it's definitely very enlightening. Learned a lot, and I'm going to probably continue to come back here because I live in Connecticut. So.
Hi, I'm Ismail. I'm from Florida. I came down here to see MC here in Hartford, Connecticut. Great barber. The education class was awesome. Really picked up a lot of good techniques. Come by and see him.
My name's Carlos Garcia. I'm from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Came out here to CMC. I was just out here for a day and I learned a lot. It was an awesome experience.
Portsmouth came out with a real intent, started the half well. Brentford had no real service. Gets the first goal and a real poacher's goal. Then Gary Bowley had to go to his bench and he had to. It's the first goal. Yes, if you look here, they could clear it there, Blackpool. It's a good press from Portsmouth, and it just drops down to Pittman and he fires the ball home. Takes a little bit of deflection where Allsop's not able to parry the ball to safety. But this lad Menga here, he comes on down the right. He straight away has an impact, puts the ball across, and there's Viv Solomon, Otterball at the back post to tap the ball home, and you're thinking then Blackpool are right in the ascendancy, they're going to win it. But there's Pittman headed down. Then the keeper managed to keep this one out as well, and it drops and close eventually to fire the ball home. The Portsmouth support were massive. They're away, big away support. This is actually an own goal that comes off Hawkins, who's a centre forward who's been playing centre back. That goes in. That's why none of the Blackpool guys are celebrating 2-2 now. But then look, another set piece. Blackpool feel the first. They don't get the first contact, then the second one comes in, and there's Pittman just